Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we have brought to you a question that is based on a 2D matrix, and basically its aim and objective is to learn how to traverse through a matrix, how to change and modify the elements in the matrix, and that's the basic idea behind this question. So I am just showing the question, you can have a look, you can just look at the examples as well. Just drop down, yeah, so these are the examples, you can have a look. You can read the question and go through it once before I start explaining. So let's begin. So okay, I will take an example. Okay, so yeah, this is an example. I have made two copies of the same example to explain you better. Okay, so let's assume that we have got fire to this location. Now the question says that we can move the fire in north, south, east and west direction. So okay, here we see a tree in north, here we see a tree in the north direction. We don't see a tree in the south direction, so we won't move that way. We see a tree in the west, so we will move there as well. So we will move here, we will burn this tree. We will move here, we will burn this tree. Again, from here we can't go this way because there is no tree here, but we can go this way because here it's a tree. Again, similarly from here you will come here, but here it's already a tree, that's already burning. So okay, now we will come down again, we will burn this. Similarly we will burn this as well. So if we are giving a fire ignition at this point, this block gets burnt. Okay, now second example, if I am igniting a fire at this position, the fire will spread to this direction, and from this cell it won't go any further because we aren't having any trees in any of the four directions. So the fire would stop here, and in this case only these two trees will be burnt. Similarly, if I'm igniting a fire at this position, it won't spread itself because there is no tree in its neighbors. As simple as that. So here we have two approaches to do this problem. One is of course the recursive one, which we are going to use, that if I am given a position, I will move towards north, south, east and west, and then I will continue doing that until all the subordinate directions are empty. Second approach that I have not used in this question is that we can find which set of trees are isolated. Like see, these two trees are not burning because they are not having any subordinate trees around them, right? So that can also be searched. That is also a way of doing this problem, which I might discuss in some later video, but today as I want to keep it a bit easier, I am just discussing the recursive method. So let's just get to the Excel sheet and know how to just traverse through the thing. Yeah, so okay, this is, I have made a 4x4 matrix with the positions ij mentioned. I just want to show you one simple thing, that if I am at this position, this cell is just j plus 1. Just let me write this thing. So this is my I thing and this is my j thing. So if I am moving in this direction, I am only increasing my j by 1. If I am going in this direction, I am decreasing my j by 1. If I am coming down, I am increasing my I by 1. That's how simple it is. And if I am going up, I am increasing my I by 1. That's what it is, as simple as that. So to understand this thing, now if I am just doing I plus 1, j plus 1, there's a constraint. Like if we are on this cell and I am doing j plus 1, there is no cell after this. So we need to keep on checking that j plus 1 should always be less than n. And one more thing, and if I am here and I am doing j minus 1, I reach to a position minus 1 which does not exist. So that also has to be checked. That is, I need to check one more thing, that j minus 1 should be greater than 0. Should be greater than equal to 0, sorry. Yeah. Similarly for I as well, because if I am here and if I am doing I minus 1, I reach to minus 1, 1. That does not exist. So here simple, one more thing, I should be greater than equal to 0. And similarly I plus 1 should be less than n. These are the 4 conditions that I need to keep in mind when I am going to right, left, down or up, whichever direction I am traversing. I must keep these things in mind. This is the basic thing that we need to know, and based on this simple concept I have written a code. I will just show you that as well. So that's the code snippet, and this is we are importing the Java package for taking inputs. This is the class structure. We have taken 2 variables, number for the size and array for the storing the forest matrix. This is the constructor. This is for the input. Now I will go to the main method, and that's the important part. First we are accepting the size, then the forest itself in the input method. Next we want a point where the fire will be ignited. What this part does is that it checks if the fire that is being ignited, is it on the point where there exists a tree. If it is not a tree there, then the fire wouldn't even begin. So we have given an invalid input stand for that thing. So if there's a tree, we will take the control to navigate function with the coordinates of the point where the started. So we come here. So these 4 statements, these have 2 conditions. The first condition is to check if there exists a cell next to it, like where the fire has been down, the cell which is being referred to in this part. Next, this one checks that is there a cell above the cell that is being referred, and so on. And similarly, this second part is checking that if there exists a cell, is there a tree on that. If there is a tree and the cell exists, we will do the same thing again for that cell. That means we are transferring the control so that the entire matrix, wherever we can spread through, the control runs through that. That is what it does. This is the thing, and we are marking the tree as marked. We are marking the tree as burnt on the very first line, because we are checking itself here only that is it a tree or not before sending it to the control of the navigate function. That's what it is, simple. Now I think I should just run this problem with the input that I had shown to you. Okay, so let's enter a number input. I think 4 matrix. So that's the example that I had shown you as well. So that's what it is. Let me take the point of ignition as this one, so it becomes I is 0, and let's take j also as 0. So see this one, in this, as I had given the fire to this position, all the trees in this part, like these two and the bottom 2 have burnt. These 2 have burnt. Okay, and if I do it again, like if I am doing it again, let us do it again with a different point of ignition. Now if I give the fire to this position, that is 0,3, it wouldn't spread itself because there is no tree near that. That's what it is, as simple as that. So and I hope you enjoyed this problem. I take a goodbye. Thank you for listening this thing and being on this for so long. Thank you so much.